Marc Marquez 2025, The Unrepeatable War. 77.2% of terror. There are numbers that explain racing, and then there are numbers that haunt it. 77.2%. That's where Marc Marquez ended the 2025 MotoGP season. 5 rounds left, title already locked. The rest of the grid was still sweating in the garage. He was already rewriting the law of gravity. Valentino Rossi's 2002 crown used to be the benchmark. 75% of the season complete, 4 races left. For 23 years, that record stood untouched, wrapped in nostalgia and yellow flags. Then, Marquez arrived on Ducati, dragged the GP25 into a new dimension, and turned a statistical miracle into an execution. 18 rounds, 11 Grand Prix wins, 14 sprint kills, 7 weekends of double slaughter, and then injury. Mandalika, lap 1, shoulder shattered by someone else's mistake. By then, the job was already finished. The kingdom conquered and burnt. Carlo Pernat's voice trembled. Winning a world championship with 5 Grands Prix to go is unrepeatable. Unrepeatable, not because humans can't go faster, but because they'll never feel what this felt like again. When a rider wins so early, the calendar becomes irrelevant. Is he a champion or a glitch in the sport's design? Drop your verdict below and subscribe. This war hasn't even started yet. When Ducati met the devil. December 2024, Bologna. Inside Ducati's headquarters, there was more anxiety than champagne. Enea Bastianini was out, the polite assassin replaced by the man everyone had tried to contain since 2013. Marc Marquez in factory red. The paddock muttered, "He'll implode the system." The engineers whispered, "He'll expose us all." The GP25 was already a beast, aerodynamics carved by Dal Igna's paranoia, downforce like black magic, torque that tried to chew its own chain. Marquez didn't ask for adjustments. He asked for obedience. He took the bike that frightened Bagnaia and bent it until it obeyed. From the first Sepang test, he rode like the data screen was insulting him. Corners weren't geometry. They were prey. By Qatar, fear had evolved into prophecy. The other side of the garage, Pecco Bagnaia, looked like a man trying to solve someone else's equation. Every debrief ended with confusion. Same bike, different world. Ducati's analytics showed what the human eye already knew. Marquez carried 3 kilometers per hour more corner entry, braked 7 meters later, and still exited cleaner. Bagnaia was riding a Ducati. Marquez was possessing it. The media tried to sugarcoat it. Learning phase, data sharing, mutual respect. The stopwatch told the truth. He was half a second faster on Fridays, 3/10 faster on Sundays, and merciless in sprints. At Jerez, he made the grid look amateur. At Mugello, he humiliated Ducati's own fear. By Sachsenring, even the engineers stopped arguing with the impossible. They just called it the Marquez mode. The rivalry with Bagnaia died before it was born. Acosta's myth collapsed under the same stopwatch. Aprilia's aerodynamic miracles couldn't touch it. And by the time he reached Motegi, the paddock looked like a funeral procession pretending to be a championship. Was Ducati smart or stupid to unleash a man who doesn't stop at victory, only devastation? Who set this chaos in motion? Comment it. Motegi 2025, the blood mathematics revised. Japan didn't explode in chaos, it froze. Marc Marquez didn't need to win. He just needed the numbers to surrender. Motegi became the most terrifying kind of race, the kind where the scoreboard already knew the ending. Bagnaia came in wounded pride first. Pole on Saturday, factory order restored, his engineers whispering, "We can still show him." And for one weekend, he did. Pecco took both, sprint and Grand Prix, like a man burning every doubt in a single weekend. Marquez finished second in each, 4 seconds behind, but those 4 seconds felt like a deal with destiny rather than defeat. He didn't chase, he calculated. While Pecco wrestled the GP25 for redemption, Marquez rode it like an accountant counting bodies. He knew the math, knew that as long as he crossed that finish line behind Pecco, the championship was dead and buried. No risk, no gamble, no ego, just cold arithmetic disguised as patience. When the checkered flag dropped, Bagnaia raised his arms. But the cameras didn't stay there long. Because 201 points clear, with 5 rounds still rotting on the calendar, Marc Marquez was already the world champion. The man who didn't even win the race walked away with the entire year. 11 Grands Prix victories, 14 sprints, 7 doubles in a row, and still, this was the one that defined him. Because dominance isn't about winning every battle. It's about knowing when you've already won the war. Motegi was that moment, the clean, surgical kill. The irony hurt. Bagnaia finally stood on the top step and still looked like a supporting actor in someone else's film. Marquez just watched, helmet off, silent, eyes like steel, as if saying, "You can have the race. I already took the season." That's why Motegi 2025 will never fade. It wasn't about speed anymore. It was about control, psychological, statistical, historical. The kind of control that makes the rest of the grid wonder why they even show up. When a rider can lose a race and still end an entire championship, is that mastery or madness? Drop your verdict and subscribe. October, Indonesia. Lap 1. Turn 7. Marco Bezzecchi misjudged speed and clipped the legend. Metal met ligament, destiny met mockery. Marquez hit the ground like the universe had remembered it owed him pain. He'd already secured the title, yet fate insisted on interest payments. The paddock went quiet, the kind of silence that smells like denial. He stood up, shoulder dangling, jaw tight, eyes scanning the wreckage like he was measuring disappointment. A champion doesn't limp, he calculates. He knew instantly, season over. Ducati wanted him back for Valencia, but surgery doesn't negotiate with marketing. Ligaments were gone, calendar meaningless. While he healed, the rest tried to pretend the show still mattered. Alex Marquez won Sepang and locked second place. Bagnaia retired from another podium, Acosta kept breaking tires, Aprilia imploded in their own mirror maze. And through it all, Marquez's shadow still led by 132 points. He was home, half disassembled, and still untouchable. Pernat said it best, open quote, "He decimated the entire group of riders. Not beat, not outperformed, decimated." Close quote. The collapse wasn't of his body, it was of the illusion that MotoGP is unpredictable. Because once a man wins so early that injuries can't even threaten the result, the sport starts to feel scripted. Marquez didn't ruin MotoGP, he exposed its limits. Did Mandalika save the grid from further humiliation, or rob history of its cleanest execution? Comment your take, time will tell. The unrepeatable equation. Cold truth now. Marc Marquez's 2025 title isn't just about talent, it's about statistical impossibility. Since sprints began, each weekend offered a maximum of 37 points. That inflation should delay titles, not accelerate them. Yet he closed it faster than anyone in modern history. He didn't just outperform, he outcalculated the algorithm. Let's decode it. 18 rounds completed before injury. 11 Grand Prix wins, tax 25, equals 275 points. 14 sprints, 12, 168. Add consistent podiums elsewhere, total 422 points when he left Japan. Next best, Alex Marquez, 221. Even without the last 4 rounds, nobody could reach him. Compare that to Rossi 2002, 16 rounds total, title after 12, 4 remaining, percentage 75. Marquez 2025, 22 rounds, title after 17, percentage 77.2. He didn't just break the record, he moved it into a new metric. He dominated more of more, and the machinery mattered. The GP25 was the most violent Ducati ever built. Better aero, longer wheelbase, brutal rear grip. Bagnaia said it was hard to understand. Marquez said, "Give me time." Time gave him domination. He bent the engineering into instinct and turned data into religion. When Bagnaia spoke of difficult sensations, Marquez simply closed throttle later and changed reality. That's why Pernat called it unrepeatable. Because no one else has the combination: raw aggression, intelligence, injury tolerance, and that dark need to prove the universe wrong. Even Marquez himself might never replicate it. History's greatest seasons usually end in scar tissue. This wasn't luck. It was revenge for every surgery, every Honda year spent wrestling ghosts, every critic who said he was finished. Ducati gave him a weapon. He gave them war. By the time the injury came, the legend was already fossilized in statistics. Now the question is future. He'll return in 2026, shoulder rebuilt, grid shaken, everyone pretending parity exists. But deep down, every engineer knows. You can copy data, not obsession. You can match horsepower, not hunger. Marquez's 2025 is a monument carved in titanium and terror. If 2025 was unrepeatable, what happens when he rides again? Does he chase immortality or start burning from within? And for Ducati, after tasting perfection, can they ever settle for anything less? Comment your truth. Subscribe for more savage breakdowns. We're just getting started.